What is up, my fish tank guys and girls? Today I'm going to be taking you through everything you need and how much it costs in order to put together your very own 10-gallon Nano Reef on a budget. Now, before I get into all the products that I use to build this aquarium, there are a few things that I'd like to talk about. First, if this video looks familiar, that's because I did one very similar to it 5 years ago now. It was another 10-gallon budget build where I took you through all the items and the costs to build your own reef tank at home. Now, I've noticed that over time, technology has changed, products have come and gone, and a lot of the products that were in that original video are no longer available. So I thought it would be a good time to do an update. Now, the other thing that I've continued to notice is there are a lot of YouTube videos out there that talk about doing a budget build. However, they either don't tell you how much everything costs or they don't include everything that you would need. So a lot of times you'll think that you're going to spend X amount of dollars, but after you get all of the additional items that you need to have a reef tank, all of a sudden that total is much higher than you anticipated. And I wanted to put this video together so you are well aware of how much you will spend before you dive into the hobby. The next thing is that obviously the prices in this video are subject to change. All of the prices that I give you today are as of today. So as you know, products, especially online on, Amazon or wherever you choose to shop, they fluctuate almost daily, weekly. So don't be surprised if you log on to look at these items and the prices are a little bit different than I have described. Keep in mind that all of the products are linked in the description below. Now, I also know that these are not the best version, right? A lot of people in my previous video told me, well, oh, you can get a better version of this. And I understand that, right? But this is meant to be a starter tank. These are good quality products that will give you a good start. And this is an opportunity for you to try the saltwater hobby on a budget before you sink a bunch of money into your tank, because trust me, in the saltwater hobby you can sink a bunch of money into your tank. So that is the purpose of this video. It's not to build the best and the greatest saltwater tank, but it's to build a nice solid tank to give you an intro into the hobby. Now on to the biggest disclaimer. A lot of folks in the saltwater hobby think that you should start with a 55-gallon tank for your very first saltwater aquarium. I think that's overkill. I think that a 10-gallon tank is definitely manageable as long as you dedicate enough time to it. So before you go out and buy all these products and get pumped up about starting your very own Nano Reef, you need to ask yourself a couple questions. Do I have at least 10 minutes daily to check up on the tank, check the temperature, feed the fish, clean any algae off the glass or rocks, different things like that? And then do I also have an hour to an hour and a half weekly, every week, to do more extensive maintenance like water changes and different things like that? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, I definitely think a 10-gallon Nano Reef such as this one is manageable. And if you've been looking forward to building your own saltwater aquarium for a long time, I would say go ahead and go for it. If you're nervous or you're not really sure about what you're doing, feel free to leave a comment in the section below or send me a message. I will help you and try to answer any questions you may have. So now that we've got all the talking out of the way, let's finally delve in and look at all the products that it takes to build this awesome little 10-gallon Nano Reef here. Okay, so obviously the first thing that you're going to be concerned about getting is the tank itself. I went with a standard 10-gallon aquarium from Aqueon. Now, this is typically something that you're not going to want to get online because Petco or PetSmart usually has what they call a $1 a gallon sale. So you should be able to get your aquarium for $10. Up next is the lighting. Lighting can typically be one of the most expensive components of a saltwater aquarium. A lot of hardcore folks in the hobby like to get the best and the most expensive lights to grow their coral at the optimum levels, but since you're just starting out, you just need a light that will get the job done. That's going to be the Lomni Asta 20. This is a cool little light that I found on Amazon with a remote. You can adjust the individual channels. It doesn't have ramping up or ramping down or timers or things like that, but for your very first build, that's okay, that's extra. So this light is a great deal on a budget, and it's going to cost you $51.36. Up next is the heater, which is very important to any aquarium setup, whether it be saltwater or freshwater. I went with what's called the Orlushy 100 watt heater. The nice thing about this is it also comes with a digital thermometer. Some people recommend a 50 watt heater for a 10-gallon tank, but I like to go a little bit bigger in case the room that your tank is in ever gets a little bit colder. You want to have that padding to make sure you can keep your aquarium temperature stable. That's going to set you back $16.99. Up next is your hang-on back filter. I went with the Penplax Cascade 100. Boy, that's a mouthful. I went with that filter because it was a decent size. It has a nice chamber. You can put some filter media in if you'd like. Has some decent flow. And overall, the look of it's pretty nice. And it's kind of quiet too, which is important, right? So the Penplax Cascade 100 is going to cost you $16.99. Up next is the Powerhead. You will see that in the front right-hand corner of the tank. You're going to want that so you have random flow. Some folks creating budget builds only go with a hang-on back filter, but the Powerhead allows you to direct that flow into the filter, causing some, random movement throughout the tank, which is what you're looking for. This is a really good deal. This is the Sun JVP 110. It is $7.84. Very good deal with that. Okay, so in order to give your aquarium that nice natural look, the next thing up is the sand. I went with Carib Sea Aragonite Aquarium Sand. It's a 10-pound bag, and that is actually only $4.89. Now, if you'd like to go with a slightly different look with the dark colored sand, black grayish type sand, I also found another awesome product. It is by Nature's Ocean. It is Bioactive Live Aragonite. That will cost you $12.54. I'm going to track the cheaper sand because this is a budget build, but that is another option if you'd like. I have that in the description below as well. Up next is going to be the rock. I went with dry rock. It's a lot cheaper. It's Carib Sea South Sea Base Rock. It is 10 pounds worth. That costs you a little bit more. That is $33.65. The cool thing about the rock is you can put it in your aquarium however you'd like. You can make a really neat aquascape, whatever looks cool to you with that rock. Now moving on, a lot of the other components that people tend to leave out online. Well, you need the salt. That's right. I went with Instant Ocean Reef Crystals. It is a 50-gallon box or bag, I can't remember. That will cost you $10.35. And you can't just pour salt in the aquarium, can you? No, that's right, you need water. Now, a lot of people think, with my freshwater tank, I use tap water. Can't use tap water with a saltwater aquarium. You need to go with reverse osmosis at the very least, but a lot of folks go with RODI, which is reverse osmosis deionized. But we're just going to go with RO water from your local store. I said about 10 gallons to start, maybe 11. That will cost you $10 roughly, right? Gallons are usually between 80 and 85 cents. If you get 10 gallons, that's $8.50. If you get 11 gallons, it's almost 10. So I just rounded it up to $10. Now, once you have your salt and your water, you're going to need to make sure that your levels are in check. Therefore, you need to purchase a salinity refractometer. It's a cool little device that you put water on, you hold it up to the light, and you can see how much salt is in your salt water. That's going to cost you $17.99. Last but not least, in order to maintain your aquarium and keep everything healthy and keep all your coral happy and your fish happy, you need to make sure that you buy a test kit to test the various levels in your aquarium. So for that, we're going to go with the Saltwater Master Test Kit, and that's going to cost you $22.54. Okay, so that brings us to our grand total of $202.60. Now, as you can tell, even starting a saltwater tank on a budget is kind of expensive. $200 for a 10-gallon fish tank is sort of a lot. So if the saltwater hobby is something you've always wanted to try, save up your money, go out, check out these products that I have listed here, and build your very own 10-gallon Nano Reef at home. As I mentioned earlier, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, or shoot me a message, either on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or wherever. But I hope for you guys out there who are looking to start your own aquarium that this video was helpful, that it gives you a good idea of what you need to start your own tank at home. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And hey, I wish you the very best of luck when you start your very own tank at home. So once again, I'm the Fish Tank Guy. Thank you so much. And I've thanked you a few times now, so I'm just going to cut it off, all right? Until a future Fish Tank Guy video, I will see you guys soon.